The chambers of the United States House of Representatives are no stranger to political drama. Over the years, this historic venue has witnessed countless debates, decisions, and disputes that have shaped the nation's course. The recent vote for House Speaker, a seemingly procedural event, morphed into a spectacle that laid bare the deep fissures within the Republican Party. What was expected to be a straightforward process quickly turned into a contentious battle, revealing the underlying tensions and divisions. As the 119th Congress prepared to convene, the task of electing a leader became a public test of loyalty and a measure of the GOP's commitment to the legacy of former President Donald Trump. The stakes were high and the atmosphere was charged with anticipation and uncertainty. The incumbent, Mike Johnson, faced an unexpected hurdle in his bid for re-election. Despite his previous tenure and experience, he found himself navigating a landscape fraught with challenges and opposition. Despite holding a majority in the House, dissent arose from within Johnson's own party, jeopardizing his chances and casting uncertainty over the GOP's ability to govern effectively. The internal strife highlighted the fragile unity within the party. The speaker vote, often a formality, transformed into a battleground for competing visions of the Republican Party's future. It became a litmus test for the party's direction and ideological alignment. At stake was not just the speakership, but the soul of a party wrestling with its direction and struggling to bridge the chasm between its moderate and far-right factions. The outcome would have lasting implications for the party's identity and strategy. The eyes of the nation were fixed on Capitol Hill, watching as the drama unfolded, a stark reminder of the fragility of American democracy. The proceedings served as a poignant illustration of the challenges and complexities inherent in the democratic process. Among the dissenting voices within the GOP, Representative Ralph Norman of South Carolina emerged as a central figure in the unfolding drama. Norman, a staunch conservative and a vocal supporter of former President Trump, withheld his vote for Johnson, sending shockwaves through the Republican establishment. For Norman and a contingent of like-minded Republicans, loyalty to Trump remained paramount. They viewed Johnson as too willing to compromise, too eager to appease the Democrats, and insufficiently committed to the policies that defined Trump's presidency. Norman's stance resonated with a segment of the Republican base, particularly those disillusioned by Trump's defeat in the 2020 presidential election. His defiance exposed a widening rift within the GOP. The speaker vote had morphed into a referendum on the future of the Republican Party. As the vote count stalled, the tension in the air was palpable. The nation watched with bated breath, waiting for a resolution that seemed increasingly elusive. Mike Johnson found himself at a crossroads, a pivotal moment that would define his political career. The path to securing the speakership now required navigating a treacherous political landscape, appeasing his detractors without alienating his base. It was a delicate balance, fraught with potential pitfalls. Recognizing the urgency, Johnson reached out to Representative Norman, seeking to understand his concerns and find common ground. Their conversation was candid and direct. Johnson offered assurances, pledging to prioritize the legislative goals that defined the Trump era. He knew these commitments were crucial to gaining Norman's support. He vowed to champion policies such as strengthening border security, reducing government regulation, and appointing conservative judges. These were not just promises, but a vision for the future. For Norman, these promises represented a step in the right direction. They were a sign that Johnson was willing to listen and act. Johnson's willingness to engage in dialogue and offer concessions proved effective in swaying Norman's vote. It was a testament to his political acumen. Johnson's ability to bridge the divide within his party offered a glimmer of hope that the GOP could overcome its internal divisions. It was a moment of cautious optimism for the future. The contentious nature of Mike Johnson's re-election as Speaker served as a stark reminder of the Republican Party's ongoing struggles with unity and direction. His re-election was not just a political event, but a reflection of deeper issues within the party. The echoes of Kevin McCarthy's tumultuous path to the speakership in 2023 underscored the fragility of GOP cohesion. McCarthy's journey was fraught with challenges that highlighted the internal divisions within the party. McCarthy's election, which dragged on for 15 ballots over 4 days, exposed the rift between the GOP's establishment wing and its populist faction. This prolonged process was a clear indication of the deep-seated disagreements that plagued the party. The concessions McCarthy made to appease his detractors ultimately weakened his speakership. These compromises, while necessary for his election, left him vulnerable and less effective in his role. Johnson faced a similar dynamic within his party. The challenges he encountered were reminiscent of those faced by McCarthy, indicating a recurring pattern within the GOP. The fact that many Republicans initially withheld their support highlighted the precarious nature of his hold on power. This hesitation from his colleagues was a testament to the ongoing divisions within the party. The narrow margin of his victory served as a reminder that his speakership rested on a shaky foundation. The slim win underscored the fragile unity and the constant threat of dissent within the ranks. The question for Johnson and the GOP was whether they could bridge the chasm between their competing factions. The future of the party depended on their ability to find common ground and work together despite their differences. Leading a fractured party is no easy task. The internal divisions within the GOP present a significant challenge to any leader attempting to unify the party and steer it towards a cohesive agenda. The ability to navigate these turbulent waters will determine the future success of the party and its ability to effectively govern. The implications for the GOP and the 119th Congress are profound. The internal struggles within the party impact its ability to govern and its electoral prospects. The success of the GOP in the 119th Congress will depend on its ability to overcome these internal divisions and present a cohesive legislative agenda.